Hello everyone, welcome to today's showcase. Now, I was thinking about doing another weapon I haven't really covered or a category I haven't covered. I was thinking, okay, I think I covered every one of them but the non-essentials. I'm not going to bother with, well, staff weapons, you know, magical staffs because they don't really have any attack damage. I'm not going to really bother with crossbows because they're straight line progression, they don't really take bonus damage into effect. So I thought, what other weapon categories did I cover if not all of them? And then, oh, it hit me. I forgot all about the fist category weapons. Although it's very small, there's a couple weapons there of interest. Well, where to start? Well, the quickest one you can get is the plain old-fashioned claw. The claw is a rather brutal weapon, taking the Wolverine to the extreme. Very, very extreme. I think Wolverine's claw size is only half of that. But hey, whatever, it's Dark Souls. We take everything to extreme, don't we? The description reads, weapon favored by intelligencers. Intelligencers? Is that a word? Of an eastern land. The lacerations it inflicts do not mend easily. I don't think anything would mend easily if being cut with 3 blades at once. When two-handed, the claws are encrypted in each hand. Pretty self-explanatory. The skill is the leaping slash. To perform a forward leaping slash at the opponent's head, when successful, functions as a headshot inflicting heavy damage. We'll definitely be testing that one. But I do have to question, intelligencers of an eastern land? Wow, that's some pretty brutal people who work in intelligence. Usually give them something small. Something subtle. No, let's give him a huge effing claw. Make him chase down the enemies. But oh well. As for visually, I could not find any equivalent of this weapon in the real world. Any claw weapon does not really extend that far. No more than pretty much a few inches worth. Most claws are not in fact like this design. This design's very dangerous, because you can easily lose your grip and you can slash yourself with it, but whatever, it's Dark Souls. There's no real-world equivalent that I could find of this. At least not naturally. Stat-wise, looking at the physical, well, it's no surprise it's a bit lower than average. It is a fist weapon, and it is rather quick, compared to most other weapons, so that's why the physical is so low. Additional effects, we got actual bleeding in here, which is nice. Repeated strikes will cause enemy to induce blood loss, which will take heavy damage. The attribute bonus is no surprise there, E for strength and C for dexterity. No surprise at all. And the attribute requirements, pretty much the same story. You need next to no strength, like the minimum amount of strength, and just a little bit of dexterity. Other than that, the leaping slash is fairly cheap to use. It only takes 10 FP. And the weight of the weapon's almost nothing at all, at 1.5. A very light weapon, despite actually looking rather heavy somewhat. It's not a very small weapon. But yes, overall, acceptable stats I'm also expecting of a fist weapon. Pretty good, pretty good. But not amazing. Well, we'll see about that. The animations for the claw, or the basic attacks, are the Wolverine swipes. Power attacks is now a more heavy swipe, though more horizontal. The combo attack, you simply push the L1 and then you can back it up with the R2 to extend it. Or the R1 if you want. Now, leaping slash attack is actually quite a long range. I wasn't expecting such a high jump. And the sprint attack is simple swipe. However, if you equip this in your offhand, and only one-handed, you can perform a parry with the item. Looking at the upgrades, it takes the plain old-fashioned Titanite shards. But I do have to say, this upgrade is the weakest I've seen thus far. Man. Jeez, the special only going up by 6 points. Man, that is small. And as the running story with this weapon seems like going forward, very small upgrades. Almost nothing being added. But that's just how it is. No matter. Now, how's the wells do in field? Well, to be honest, I wield an incredibly short-range weapon, so I'm going to be really key with dodging, which I've already shown very poorly at. But in terms of overall damage, I gotta be careful. So for critical, we do actually do around 350 damage, which is alright. Not amazing, but not exactly wonderful either. But I gotta dodge a lot better than this. This is the best of 3 runs. The enemies weren't feeling very nice today, being rather a bit of assholes. Really pursue of it, dude. They don't chase me this far back. Normal damage is around 100, and that's not that great. But still, though, the power attack is still a bit too slow for my liking. The basic attack is a bit weak. But oh, look at that, 400 damage. Let's try it again. Not the bigger guy though, but we'll see how well that works. Leaping slash, and this guy's too busy hunched over. Okay, it's 183. I don't expect to break through that shield at all with these weapons. 183. Okay, I guess that's the headshot damage there. And, oh, well, we can see a quality barely hit, only registers 60 damage. So it does do a significantly larger amount. Oh, it's 122 there. So it varies. Now, I expect this battle to go rather poorly, because I got a very short-range weapon. But in terms of short range, I can at least make up for it with the leap there, a special. It's actually quite medium to long range. But however, when committed to it, I am going in one direction and one direction only. It's only true downside of that special. But I was kind of expecting this from this opponent. Him not to give me a chance to get in there. Very tedious to fight this enemy when you don't have a good enough weapon. But it's just because of the weapon's range and lack of overall damage. Now, against the more powerful Dark Knights, though, they're probably going to be a more pain in the ass. Special did 162. More or less, I am now relying on the leaping slash and the backstab to kill most opponents. Though I do admit the leaping slash is very handy. Wasn't expecting to be this useful in terms of that. But in terms of back attack, we get around 300 damage, which is okay. But the leaping slash is excellent between enemy combos. No, I just realized I just took up, well, have my freaking weapon in one hand. Not a good way to do things. But yes, in terms of the art damage though, it's just not really there at all. So, relying on black stabs and this leaping slash seemed like the only good way to go. Basic damage, it's not fast enough and doesn't do enough damage. But oh well, battle is won. Moving on to the pros and cons of the claw. On the pro side, we got a rather quick weapon. It also induces blade damage. And that special is pretty damn handy. On the con side, the damage of this overall weapon is not very impressive. And same thing goes for it has very low range. That's it for cons. The score for the claw, I'll give damage a 4 out of 10. If it wasn't for the backstab and specials, this number would be much lower. Reach, 4 out of 10. Normally I put reach at 1 or 2, but that special dramatically changes everything about that, so at least gives it a 4. Animation, 7 out of 10. The claws are not a very wide variety of weapons, and this one's has a nice unique leap there. Bonus, 6 out of 10. For being at least a bit of decency, not so much upgrade-wise, but the dexterity was at least there. Miscellaneous, 5 out of 10. You find this actually in the later half of your playthrough, probably halfway to 3/4 through. This weapon's not exactly that impressive for that level, but at least has bleed damage, so that's why I give it a 5. So in total, the claw gets 26 out of 50. It's okay. It's borderline bad, but it's okay. Just barely passes. So, this weapon may not make you any Freddy Cogger, but it's pretty damn awesome. And maybe not Wolverine either. Maybe not. Though you can have regenerate, you can cause some regenerate spells in that, make something close, temporarily, but overall damage, it's not the best weapon. But it sure is gnarly though, I'll say again. But that's been Showcase for today. I thank you for watching, and see you guys next time. Take care.